Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
How are you, class?
Fine, ma'am.
Class, what is the topic that we are discussing in our class?
Acid-base salts.
Very good. Acid, bases and salts. Today we are going to do an experiment using these acids and bases. And the thing that which we are going to use is this litmus paper. You know, litmus paper is an indicator. It shows us what is an acid and what is a base. It helps us to differentiate, it helps us to recognize an acid and a base. Also, we are going to use the universal pH. This here. It will tell us whether our substance is an acid or is it a base. How these two things will help us? Firstly, let's talk about the litmus paper. We have two colors, blue and red. Red litmus paper turns blue when we dip it in the basic solution. So it helps us to recognize bases. While as when we have this blue litmus paper and we dip it in the acids, it turns red, indicating that the substance in which we have dipped it is the acid. Okay, so this is how these litmus papers help us to recognize an acid or a base. While as this yellow paper, which is the universal pH, it is yellow. It doesn't have any different colors. When we dip this particular paper in an acid, it turns red. And when we dip the same yellow paper in the base, it turns blue, showing us whether our substance is an acid or a base. But intensity of the color tells us whether we have a strong acid or a strong base. Darker the blue, stronger the base. Darker the red, stronger the acid. Lighter the red, weaker the acid. Lighter the blue, weaker the base. Understood? Now the chemicals which we are going to use in this experiment are sodium hydroxide, sodium bicarbonate, sulfuric acid and hydrochloric acid. I have put all these four chemicals in these four test tubes and named it as A, B, C and D. What you people have to do is that you have to come here one by one and dip these litmus papers and the universal pH into these test tubes and determine whether they are acidic or basic. You have to write your recordings in your notebooks and then at the end I'll be asking you people what do you think which test tube has which chemical. Okay? Understood?